Alex Pereira changes his stance on Jon Jones. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fight IQ MMA. Let's jump right into today's update. Alex Pereira has had a change of heart regarding Jon Jones. Not too long ago, Pereira expressed interest in training with Jones. However, as he gears up for his next light heavyweight title defense, it seems like he's reconsidered. A few months back, Pereira mentioned that he and Jones had discussed training together, with Pereira eager to experience what it's like to work with the heavyweight champion. Recently, in an interview with Bloody Elbow, Pereira was asked whether he still plans to train with Jones. Through his translator, he responded, "To be honest, it doesn't make much sense anymore. When I talked about moving to heavyweight, people immediately linked me to Jones. Even if it was just speculation, I wouldn't want to train with him now, as it could create unnecessary talk if we end up fighting. But if we were to fight first, and then train together, that would make a lot more sense." This shift isn't too surprising, considering Jones has openly expressed interest in fighting Pereira. In fact, Jones has stated multiple times that he would prefer a fight with Pereira over one with Tom Aspinall. However, according to UFC President Dana White, it doesn't seem like a Pereira versus Jones matchup is in the UFC's immediate plans. Instead, the promotion is pushing for Jones versus Aspinall. Meanwhile, Pereira has a major challenge ahead as he faces Magomed Ankalaev next weekend at UFC 313. Do you think we'll see Jones versus Pereira in the near future? Let us know in the comments. Merab Dvalishvili declines a fight with Volkanovski. The MMA world anticipates Merab Dvalishvili's next move. The bantamweight champion has made it clear he has no interest in fighting Alexander Volkanovski. Dvalishvili has yet to be officially booked for his next bout, but a likely scenario is a rematch with former champion Sean O'Malley. O'Malley has been vocal about his belief that he didn't truly lose their first fight last September, and even Dana White has acknowledged significant fan demand for a rematch. However, if Dvalishvili defeats O'Malley again, the UFC could find itself in a tough spot. He has already beaten top contenders like Petr Yan and Umar Nurmagomedov, while other possible challengers like Davison Figueiredo and Corey Sandhagen are coming off losses. When recently asked about Volkanovski, Dvalishvili explained why he's not interested. "I love Alexander Volkanovski. He's one of the greatest, and I respect him immensely. It's not about avoiding risk or fear. I just respect him too much. I wouldn't want to fight him. But let's see how things play out. Even Ilia Topuria called me out, so we'll have to wait and see." There's no doubt that Volkanovski is a legend, and all eyes will be on UFC 314 as he attempts to reclaim his featherweight title against Diego Lopes. If Merab defeats O'Malley and Volkanovski wins, would you like to see Dvalishvili move up and challenge for the featherweight belt? UFC fighters react to FBI director's comments. Newly appointed FBI Director Kash Patel recently proposed a training partnership between the UFC and the FBI, suggesting that UFC fighters could help train FBI agents in self-defense. The idea quickly made headlines, drawing reactions from several fighters. Former UFC light heavyweight champion Tito Ortiz shared his thoughts during an appearance on Fox and Friends. "I think it's a brilliant idea, but they need to pick the right fighters. It's not about throwing punches and kicks. It's about learning how to safely subdue someone and apply handcuffs in a controlled manner." Lightweight contender Justin Gaethje also chimed in while speaking to TMZ. "I think there are more skilled people for the job, but I've got no wife, no kids. So if the FBI needs me, I'd love to be part of it. I love representing this country and would be honored to help in any way I can." Even UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones weighed in by sharing the story on Instagram, seemingly in support of the idea. What do you think? Would it be beneficial for FBI agents to train in mixed martial arts with UFC fighters? UFC updates. Here are some recent UFC fights that have been confirmed. Daniel Marcos versus Montel Jackson, set for the UFC's May 3rd card in Des Moines, Iowa. Zachary Reese versus Dushko Todorovic, scheduled for the May 31st fight night in Lassi, Vegas. Karolina Kowalkiewicz, moving up to bantamweight. After missing weight for her last bout, Kowalkiewicz is moving up to 135 lbs. Tony Ferguson versus Dylan Dennis, officially announced by the GFL. However, the date is yet to be determined. UFC analyst questions Ilia Topuria's decision to vacate his title. The MMA world was shocked when Ilia Topuria vacated his UFC featherweight title to pursue lightweight gold. But former UFC fighter and analyst Din Thomas is questioning whether it was the right move. It's wild to me that he's giving up his title this soon. He's a young guy, and while making weight might be difficult, I don't fully believe he can't do it anymore. He could have defended his belt at least once more before moving up. While Topuria's confidence is undeniable, some experts, including Daniel Cormier, wonder if he'll be as dominant against larger lightweights like Islam Makhachev. Do you think Topuria is making the right move, or is he rushing things? Belal Muhammad sends a message to Shavkat Rakhmonov. Belal Muhammad and Shavkat Rakhmonov have exchanged words on social media, but Muhammad acknowledges Rakhmonov deserves a title shot. Rakhmonov was originally set to fight Muhammad at UFC 310, but after Muhammad was sidelined with a serious bone infection, Ian Gary stepped in. Rakhmonov won via decision, solidifying his claim as a top contender. However, due to an injury, the Kazakh fighter is now unable to compete, and Muhammad will instead face Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 315. He deserves it. He earned it with the Ian Gary fight. Training injuries are common, and I respect what he's accomplished. But my focus right now is on fighting the best, whether that's JDM, Rakhmonov, or someone else. With an undefeated record of 19-0 and 18 finishes, Rakhmonov remains one of the division's most dangerous threats. But does he have what it takes to beat Muhammad? MMA community calls for change in UFC gloves. After back-to-back main events ended due to eye pokes, the MMA community is demanding the UFC change its gloves or implement new rules to reduce fouls. Critics argue that the UFC abandoned better-designed gloves that could help mitigate eye pokes. Some even suggest adopting the Pride FC glove design, which resulted in far fewer eye pokes. What do you think? Should the UFC introduce new gloves to help prevent eye pokes? Dustin Poirier gets roasted by a comedian. During the Lafayette...
Dustin, hold on, Dustin. I don't want to fight you. Actually, I ain't scared of you, bro. I know how to take you down, bro. All I gotta do is get behind the title. You'll never reach me. Assalamu alaikum.